What I found under the floorboards still haunts me. I've owned several properties, fixed, sell, and sometimes, if I'm feeling generous, give them away for practically nothing for people in need. So I try to do the nice thing every so often, 'cause why not? If it brings a smile to the faces of a mother and her 2 kids, then I'm gonna do it. Not like I need the money or anything. I came across this one house that looked like it was on its last logs of foundations, but really it was just the outside and some minor insides that needed fixing. It was bank-owned, and so, naturally I bought it, fixed it up, and rented it out to a family of 4. Really awesome, nice family. I've spoken to them on occasion and even visited a few times to drop off supplies, as I seen that they were first-time homeowners on a struggle. So I gave them my personal number in case they needed food, supplies, and all that. Of course, I had to pressure them to not hesitate to call me if need. One Sunday evening, as I was at home relaxing after a long day of making rounds at my properties, I'm sitting on my chair watching the football game when I suddenly got the call from the family of 4, let's just call them the Florences. I get a call from the husband saying they needed me over at the house as soon as possible because there was a problem that had arose when they were at church. I could hear his wife in the background sounding distressed, oh my God, and immediately I got up and into my truck to drive 45 minutes to the house. When I arrived, I can see the family sitting in their car with the doors open in the gravel driveway. I got out and approached, hey fam, what's going on here? Why y'all outside? The father pulls me to the side with the most concerned look on his face. Look, we don't want to go in there. There's no way we're going back in there. I looked over my shoulder at the house with my hands on my hips in a stern stance. I don't understand what's going on. Shaking his head as he looks back at the house himself. You have to see this for yourself. Go look. I turn and began walking up the stone trail leading to the front door, seeing it's wide open and all the lights are off. Stupid me, thinking it was just an electrical problem, as I tried to turn on the lights, but nothing happened. Turning to the right and entered the living room, as I look outside to see the family staring back at me, and I shrug my shoulders. What's wrong? I yelled from behind the window, and well, something knew I was there. My calling out made it obvious. The floor started to rumble slightly, and I turn around, looking on as the lights began to flicker. The slight rumble turned into a floor-bending shake, which nearly caused me to lose balance, even as I laid my hand in the wall. Shocked at to what was happening, all the doors in the house began to slam shut and open again. I looked into the kitchen from where I was standing and can see kitchenware being thrown with great force. Pictures on the walls ripping from their nails on the walls as the big window I looked from smashed from behind me. The living room floor began to swell at the center as I screamed the most wussiest sound a big man like me can ever make. It was like something was trying to come out from underneath the living floors. Oakwood floors, so they're not so easy to bend or break, but I could see nails shooting out from underneath the rug, hitting the ceiling. The walls begin to crack the paint as I could hear the sound of multiple footsteps running throughout the house. I staggered back to the front door, but just as I reached the front porch, a loud voice which sounded like it was right by my ear was heard. Leave. Just hearing that made me jump from the porch and onto the grass. The father comes rushing to my side and helps me up as we both back away from the shaking, rumbling house and multiple screams being heard from within as the lights flickered and the sounds of doors slamming from within. We watched as this went on for another 20 seconds, and suddenly, just stopped. I looked at the father and back at the family in their car, hugging one another. I told the father to get back in the car and to follow me. I put them up in a motel till I could find them a more suitable, not haunted house that I had. Now I know why this property was so cheap when I bought it. That same night, I got a few friends to help move their so few possessions from the house as quick as possible and into a rental moving truck. Luckily, nothing happened as we collected what we could. A week later, I went back, and the best part about this property was that it was in the open and almost far from everything. So I poured gasoline on the outside and didn't hesitate to set that demon-infested house on fire. I did find the family a more better house in town, closer to schools and shopping conveniences. Gave them 3 months free of rent and furnished it for them since their old couches went up in flames. But that house was no regular house and was my first time experiencing something like so. As always, I'm in a rush to buy houses without a background check. And now, when I do, I make sure to check that there wasn't a mass murder in any of the properties I buy, unlike the one I burned to the ground. Yeah, a mass murder. That's what infected that house, and apparently it has scared off many families prior to my purchase. It also had a name which I later found out from people in the surrounding dead house. Never again will it cause problems for anyone.